What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Chef Don Don, and I am here with another video. Y'all, I have been following this Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears thing for since it really started, right? So we're gonna get into the tea, but before we do so, please, please, please make sure you like this video. Subscribe to the channel, y'all. Subscribe to the channel. Again, make sure you like this video. Follow me on all social media platforms. Join Patreon. We do have great Patreon lives, only for $3. So please, please, please join Patreon. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, you can via Cash App at Chef Don Don 2 or via Venmo at Chef Don Don 2 as well. Y'all, now that I've gotten the housekeeping stuff out of the way, again, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel. But y'all, let's get into this tea. But before we do so, check out the introduction and let's go. All right, everybody. So, child. So listen, in case, again, you've been hiding under a rock, the original story of Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears, a couple of years ago, there were some videos that were actually put online, and it was in poor taste. It was in poor taste, and it was supposed to be, this thing that was supposed to be highlighting. Unfortunately, I can't say the word here, but y'all know what I mean. It was supposed to be highlighting that, right? So Tiffany Haddish came out with a statement saying that, while it was supposed to be comedic, it wasn't funny at all, right? I didn't find it funny, and I also found it to be a trigger. So I want to trigger you all. And while we're talking about this story, it could definitely trigger some of you all. So I definitely want to put that trigger warning out there for you. I was really disturbed by the videos, and I've been kind of speaking out on this, and I don't want to stop speaking out on this because I think that things need to be said, right? Well, a couple days ago, so let me back up. Y'all remember that the lawsuit was actually filed in California, and it was filed by the Jane Doe and the John Doe, right? They were saying that back then, the John Doe was 7 years old. Now the Jane Doe is 22 years old, if I'm not mistaken, allegedly, and the Jane Doe at this point, or John Doe at this point, is 15. The crazy thing about it is they have been threatened to be doxxed. They also said that the mom was a really good friend of Tiffany Haddish's. Listen, I don't really care about any of that as far as being friends. I mean, like I said, she could be married to Tiffany Haddish. In my opinion, it was still gross and definitely it was in poor taste. And the thing for me is, I don't see these people the same. I don't see these people the same. I still saw that video, and I saw things that just weren't okay for me. You know what I mean? Like it just wasn't okay for me. Okay, so listen. Shout out to the Neighborhood Talk. Y'all know I like to give my credit to the Neighborhood Talk because it is very important that we cite our sources and that we credit the people that we get our stories from. So shout out to Kyle and the whole gang over there at the Neighborhood Talk. You guys are doing your thing over there, and we appreciate it, okay? So this story was posted about a few days ago at this point. And this is what this says. So Tiffany Haddish reaches settlement with alleged, assault victims, accusing her and Ari Spears of grooming and the M word them in skits. Now, we saw the skit for ourselves, and like I said, if you watched that skit and you were comfortable something is definitely wrong. If you didn't feel uncomfortable with this skit, then something is totally wrong. But here we go. Let's get into this. Neighbors, get in here for this. A few weeks ago, news broke that Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears were hit with S assault lawsuit from two individuals who claimed that they were allegedly groomed by the two when they were children. Um, well, it looks like Tiffany wants this case to be left in the past because she reached a deal with the two individuals to block the public from seeing the original document, according to Radar Online. Ooh, child. Tiffany and the two accusers suing her and Ari Spears reportedly worked out the agreement privately. If you recall in the suit, the 14-year-old girl and the 7-year-old brother claimed that the two comedians talked them into doing explicit skits. The older sister said when she was 14, when Tiffany allegedly got her film to S suggested video with Tiffany teaching her how to mimic fellatio for the skit. She claimed her younger brother was only 7 when Tiffany brought him to the home where Aries and Tiffany M him while filming a Funny or Die video titled Through Pedophile's Eyes. Ooh, child. I mean, this is crazy. And like I said, if you were comfortable watching this, something was totally wrong with you. The siblings said Tiffany was cool with their mom, and the explicit video featuring the little boy was published online via Funny or Die when he was too young to consent. I'm sorry. Both siblings claimed to have trauma. The sister and her resulting trauma preventing her from dating because she's scared she will be taken advantage of and led down a path of false truth like the path that Haddish led her down. Ooh, the brother placed band-aids over his electronics because he's afraid he's being recorded. Oh my gosh. I'm not sure what could be worse than what was already released to the public, but it's clear Tiffany cut a check. I mean, listen, let me give my complete thoughts, and I definitely want to know your thoughts down in the comment section. Again, please, while you are leaving your thoughts, make sure that you limit your profanity, and if you do decide to use profanity, please misspell the profanity, right? Here's the thing. This is the reason why I say I can't see them in any different light. This was horrible. This was horrible. It was a trigger for me. It was a trigger for a lot of people. And I mean, for celebrities to be able to cut a check, for people to be able to be quiet and to be weaponized in a way that they can't speak out and speak up against things like this that happen all the time. We know what our eyes saw. Like, you can't tell us our eyes didn't see this thing. And I think for me, it's like I'm side-eyeing it now because if y'all don't remember, I mean, Tiffany released a statement, and I think even in that statement, I mean, she was trying to get ahead of the narrative that was going to be spun. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just really weird. I don't know about any of this. Like, I just feel a certain type of way when it comes to this. Tiffany is not, I mean, I just don't see her the same anymore. Like, I really don't. Unfortunately. I mean, I really don't. And y'all know Aries Spears, you know, he had done a podcast, and he was saying that he was innocent and all this kind of stuff. And then remember, Jason Lee wanted to dox. Jason Lee wanted to dox the alleged victims in this particular situation. So for me, it was just too much. It was definitely too much. Yeah, it's crazy to me. So, I mean, drop down in the comments, y'all. Let me know how you guys feel about this. Like, I wanted to just remind you guys briefly of Tiffany Haddish's response and just kind of dissect this response along with what allegedly is going on. It just kind of timing don't lie, but y'all remember this, right? I know people have a bunch of questions. I get it. I'm right there with you. Unfortunately, because there is an ongoing legal case, there's very little that I can say right now. But clearly, while the sketch was intended to be comedic, it wasn't funny at all, and I deeply regret having agreed to act in it. I really look forward to being able to share a lot more about this situation as soon as I can. So here's the thing, and this is what I'm holding the challenge to. I mean, really, honestly, I don't really think there's anything that Tiffany can say that will allow her to come off as a person who was moving with integrity. I think that that's already, I mean, it's going right now, right? You didn't move with integrity. And like I said, this is a trigger for a lot of people. And for you to allegedly have dealt with certain issues, I don't really know how you thought that that was meant to be funny. Like, we're making light of children who are actually being the M word, like children who are being touched and different things like that. We're making light of that. Like, I really don't understand it, y'all. I don't understand it. So listen, I really need you guys to leave your comments down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about this, because this is crazy. This is crazy. I would definitely like to know. I mean, like I said, there's no money that could probably take that experience away from them. And like them being scared and all of that kind of stuff, I think that that's natural in this particular instinct. But then I'm side eyeing the mom who's accepting the money versus what your children actually experienced, or whoever it is. Like, it, to me, it just, something is just not right about this. I'm definitely turning my nose up at it. Like I told y'all, I totally understand the facts that we see before us, right? I totally see it. And I totally get that our eyes did not lie to us on those videos. So we definitely got to get it together, y'all. I don't know. Again, y'all got to let me know what you guys think about this, because this is crazy. This is definitely crazy. I don't know what's going on, but I would definitely like to know you guys' thoughts down in the comment section. Again, I appreciate all the love and the prayers and the support of the actual channel. I really do appreciate that. Wanted to bring you guys that video. Like I said, y'all gotta let me know how y'all feel about this down in the comment section below. I really appreciate you all. Listen, do not leave without making sure that you subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you like this video. Push me up in the algorithm, because listen, this topic is very touchy, right? It's very touchy with the YouTube algorithm, but like I said, I just can't sit back and be quiet when it comes to this. Like, it really bothers me, and there's a lot that I really want to unpack and that I really want to get into. So, I mean, unfortunately, I'm assuming that with this payoff, it's going to keep us from actually seeing the actual legal documents or what is actually taking place. Like, I really believe that there's something behind the scenes when it comes to that. So I just find it to be really weird. I mean, again, y'all, there's a lot to unpack with this. There's a lot to unpack with this. Again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Until next time, y'all, I will catch y'all in the next video. I appreciate you all so much. You may donate to the channel at Chef Don Don 2 via Cash App or via Venmo. Also, join Patreon, which is $3. Make sure you're following me on all social media platforms, y'all. Listen. Let somebody know that you love them. There's so much going on in the world. I want to send you all well wishes and great prayers. Love you all, Don Dons, and I appreciate y'all for riding with your boy. Until the next video, peace out.